I'm Carson.
And I'm
Carson.
I'm Karson.
We're Karson and Carson.
Karson and Carson.
And this is the first ever episode of Stanley's Diary. Instead of together.
Oh, we're supposed to.
Oh, cool. This will be fun. This is hopefully going to be a regular podcast every other week for the foreseeable future about Marvel. If you couldn't guess, my name's Stanley. If you don't know who Stanley is, still click down the episode.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Buckle up.
You're not prepared. Yeah, we're going to talk about Marvel movies, particularly. I'm not a comic book expert. Carson knows some.
I know a little bit more than you do.
But we've been very focused on the MCU, so that's what this is going to be.
Right.
Kind of an awkward little introduction. This is the first episode, so no one really knows what this is yet, except for us. We kind of know what this is.
Do we?
No, I don't know.
Not really.
But yeah, so that's what it's going to be. Stanley's Diary. Today's episode. Number 1.
Oh, you want drum roll?
Oh, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Oh!
What do we call it?
We're going to call it
Episode 101.
The Beginning of an Era.
The beginning of an era. Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, or maybe Iron Man.
Where it all began.
You'll see it on the thing, on the after fact. We'll get better at this.
We'll get better.
All right. See you in a second. He
Cool.
ripped his elbow out and stabbed him with it.
Yeah, if
Why
Captain
not?
America's like, we gotta go, I'd be like, okay.
Yep.
And then you'd be like, we're fighting Iron Man. I'd be like, you lost me.
And we're back.
This is always how I envision my wedding.
Really?
You know, though, I kind of like the exclusivity. Like, I don't want to be in a group that just anyone can be in.
I'm gonna check that.
Yeah. Are we not recording?
All right.
Welcome back.
Howdy. Let's get into it. For context, we watched Iron Man 2 days ago,
2 days ago.
and also 2 weeks ago. Out of coincidence, we didn't have this idea to start this podcast until one week ago, roughly.
Week and a half ago?
Roughly. And we saw Iron Man a couple weeks before that. It's probably been a month.
Probably
Twice in a month.
before that, too.
Yeah,
Probably last year.
Definitely before that too. But yeah, that's just so you know, we're first. Got it fresh in our memory.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're ready.
we're ready.
What are we going to talk about today?
So, let's just start with the beginning of Iron Man.
Yeah.
First things first. Starting with Iron Man, you get a little taste of what it's about. You basically just see Tony blow up, which is...
It's an origin story, which is cool, right? Because we don't know anything at all at the beginning. We are in the desert. There are Humvees, military, so we know it's military, but they're in the distance. There's no sound for the first 10 seconds,
Right.
however long. And then you get a little closer, and you hear, yeah, that song. I can't think of the name of that song. Classic rock song, I believe.
Playing from an old-time CD player that
Yeah.
I used to have.
Which is cool, is because it starts as just, movie audio, so you're like, all right, this is just like the intro song, and then boom, it's in the vehicle, and you're like, oh, okay, they're hearing this too. It gives a sense of who Tony is.
Right.
Tony Stark.
The fact that...
The bad A-word of the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't know
The
if you
fact
say that word.
Let's
not say that.
No. Because my 8-year-old nephew is probably
The
watching.
bad booty of the MCU, Tony Stark.
Yeah. He probably requested that song.
Oh,
he was
absolutely.
like, hey, we need like a ride-along song.
Yeah, he's got music, he's got scotch. He's got a glass of scotch.
He does, with ice.
With ice. So, I mean, he's getting the works because he's Tony Stark. He's a billionaire. He's used to riding limos, and he took a private plane to get there.
Right. You find out later how he got the scotch, too.
Right. That's right. Because it's on the way back.
Because it comes with the thing.
I forgot what it is.
You get what? A free one with every purchase of like 500 million?
500 million or more.
There you go.
But yeah, so it starts, they're just driving along and then talking with the soldiers, and a little awkward because they're not friends with Tony Stark, and he makes the joke about the jawline to the jaw structure, the bone structure to the woman driving the car.
Right.
Which was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good joke.
He tries to.
To diffuse the tension.
Yeah, which sometimes can be misinterpreted.
It can.
But yeah, and then we go back in time a week.
Right, because then they hit an IED. That's the start. Oh god.
Right.
We blew up, and then one of Tony's own bombs lands like 5 feet from him, and almost killed him.
Right. Does that happen at the beginning?
Yeah, he sees it. It's like a missile thing. He's behind the rock, texting somebody, probably Obadiah.
Yeah, his phone's weird too. It like flips.
Yeah, that's them trying to be fancy future phones, but it was LG, right? So it was 2008, so it wasn't like he FaceTimes on that phone too, which is not a thing that happened at that time.
Okay.
So like, it's like they're trying to be like he's high tech, because he is, So it's just hard to do in 2008.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so he's behind the rock, he's texting, and then he hears, and then he looks to his right, Stark Industries on the side of the bomb, and he sees Stark Industries because they zoom in. So
because it will zoom in.
He's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. He's like, oh right, I gotta run.
Yeah.
And then he's knocked out.
Well, he knows since it's his weapon that it's going to be real dangerous, more so than someone else's bomb.
Right. So yeah, it's like the first question. Yes, it's like, why am I getting blown up with my own weapon?
Right.
But yeah, then you go back in time.
And you see a lovely Terrence Howard. Rest in peace, Terrence Howard.
Just say acting career. I don't think he's dead, is he? I'm pretty sure he's
fine. No, he released a statement last year.
Oh, so, right, he released, as of last year, he's fine. I've never seen him in anything else.
Right.
But.
Who decides to present Tony with an award and pretends he thinks he's going to be there, which if this is your best friend, you should know he's unreliable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel like it's the first time he's ever presented Tony with an award.
Right.
Like, so he doesn't really, maybe Tony doesn't normally show up for award shows, maybe he does. But they were in Vegas, and Tony was having a good time. And he had a hairstyle in Vegas.
Slick back. Lots of gel.
Slick.
Yeah, not
slick. Just gnarly.
Not a good look.
Looking like, a player with the shades, and that was the goal, was to look like a super stud.
Is that what super studs looked like in 2008?
I don't think so, though. I think that, I don't know what the goal was, but everybody at the table thought he was pretty fly.
Right.
They all liked him.
And he lost all his money.
But, worst thing that happened, I think we'll live. That is also, he's fine.
Words of a billionaire.
Which is cool. I mean, it is words of a billionaire, yes. All the other people at the table probably a little more upset that Terrence Howard ruined their game of craps. Yeah. But Tony's right. If you're having money, go gamble in Vegas. You're fine, right?
Right. Do it.
Yeah, so it's like you lose, you expect to lose. You expect to lose, but that shows us something about Tony. Is that line, worst thing that happened. He's not like money. He's not Mr. Krabs. Right?
Mr. Krabs.
Right? Even though he's rich, we can debate how rich Mr. Krabs really is. But even though he's got money, he's not like this stingy, guy.
Right.
Like,
he's not driven by money.
We know about Tony.
Right. And then we meet Christine Everhart. Right? Vanity Fair.
I guess.
From Berkeley?
No.
Brown. I don't like her.
You don't like her? Why? Why don't you like her, Karson? Tell me.
Because
she attacks your man? It's because she attacks your man, right?
No, it's because she doesn't really have a role in the movie besides bringing us the news. Like, she is literally, I feel like, a newscaster who comes in halfway through and is like, did you know this? You killed more people? What do you think about this? And he's like, I don't think much about it. You realize he's a player. Whatever. She introduces us to Pepper. And then she comes through later with, did you know this? And you're like, no, my weapons are in Jensen's town, Gomera, I want to say. Gomera. And then she comes up at the end. Like, which I guess she is a reporter. Yeah. So maybe she would tell the news.
That's kind of the gig.
But I just, he's pointless.
See,
she didn't have to be in there.
She drives the story, honestly. Is because the thing is, Well, at the beginning, she's, Tony gets chased by reporters all the time, right?
Right.
And they want to do a piece, about him. And she talks, she, at the beginning, feels like she thinks she's a big deal asking him the hard-hitting question, right? And he's prepared to answer it and not
Right.
lose an hour of sleep, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Only sexy in NBCU. I know
That
you
is
were,
true.
You were avoiding that a little bit. But that's okay.
Yes.
That's all we have to say about it. We don't see anything.
This is,
super
I
clear.
think, one of the most graphic movies in MCU. I would say, in general, you get like a whole torture scene with a big,
Yeah. There's the
there's
temporary paralysis a couple times.
Right.
There's some blood, not like shown when it happens though.
Right. I would say
After the injuries.
the later movies have gotten more intense, but at phase 1, phase 2, I would say this is one of the more.
Yeah, and the later
extreme
movies, it's like still not gory, right? It's like just because all the special powers and the special effects, and
Right.
it's like you don't. There's some films and some genres and stuff where you see like the bullet go through the arm or whatever, and the blood
Right.
comes running out, and
Are we
that's
talking
not what
about
happens.
Deadpool?
Yeah, like
I know
Deadpool
Deadpool.
is graphic.
Right.
This is not like that, obviously.
Right.
But no, Christine Everhart.
Yeah.
She comes in. We already talked for 15 minutes. I think the first 5 were off the camera. Anyway.
Right.
But Christine Everhart comes in and she's being a big shot, and Tony's prepared and whatever, and that's fine, right? But that's something that happens to people who have a lot of money, who are in charge of companies. Like if you're selling bombs, people are going to ask you what you think about bombs occasionally.
Right.
You would imagine. I don't know personally, but you would imagine, yeah. And then second time she comes in, he's at the fundraiser after he stopped the sale of his weapons. Right, that's the second time.
Well, he had just gotten back.
He had just gotten back, but he stopped to
He's dancing with Pepper up on and then they go to the balcony. He goes to get her a drink.
And she rushes him.
Yeah.
Sort of. She confronts him out of the blue, and something reporters
Right,
do.
showing him pictures.
Showing him pictures of.
Where did she get them? That's what I want to know. She has all the info. Like, who's she working with?
Vanity Fair.
Vanity Fair.
Yeah,
Last time I heard, is not super into like weapons manufacturing.
No, okay, maybe not in real life, right? But like a news organization, there are international reporters. That's a thing that happens. You take pictures, you send them places, and then people in America see them, and you ask people who are responsible, right? And if you see a bunch of crates with Stark weapons on the side in some small town in Gomera being used by terrorists, you're going to ask the head of the company what's going on. Like that's a realistic plot device. But the thing is, usually the head of the company knows what's going on and is lying to you, but he doesn't know.
Because he's
a good person.
Gone for 3 months.
He's been gone, but that's been happening before. We know that because the bomb hit him too. So we know like Obadiah's been dealing with the tail for a while. But Tony doesn't know Obadiah's dealing, right?
He blew up all of the ones that he could see when he left the cave. That's why he had fire.
Right, so he was confused why it still happened, right? Like
right.
He thought it was done. So Obadiah's obviously lying. We know that.
And Obadiah straight up tells him.
Everybody knows he's probably lying. Yeah, because he got called out, and Obadiah's bold to say it in front of reporters under your breath. Yes, but like still, wow.
But she's like right behind him in that shot. It's like Tony, Obadiah, and she's like over his shoulder. And I'm like, what is she still doing here?
Because she doesn't believe that he doesn't know about it.
Right.
Which is why she's upset at the end of the movie when he becomes Iron Man. She's the only one sitting down. Everyone else is like, oh my gosh, like this is exciting news. And it is exciting news for everybody. But she's bitter because it means she was wrong. And you have other theories.
I think that she likes him. I think that she thought because she was so bold or whatever that he would be like, oh, she's it for me. But essentially, Pepper called her trash.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And told her to
by the
leave.
way. So you don't like Pepper in the movie.
I don't like Pepper in this movie.
I thought that was hilarious. Like
she had a funny line.
She's got funny lines. She does things.
I just think she's a stereotypical damsel in distress type moment of she's never, I guess, in distress, but she doesn't help the situation. He's like, I need you to do this, and instead of just being like, yes, I got you, like, let's do it, she cries about it for 5 minutes. oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, that's true.
She can't help him put his arc reactor in, which gross, but
But she does.
she does, and then she complains about it the whole time, and then whines about it after. She just plays whiny.
That's fair.
She has good development, I will say.
Yeah.
I especially don't like her in Iron Man 3, but that's another episode.
I think the thing is, I think it is true. She's whiny, and that's, like, I think that's a reasonable reaction to a lot of what's happened. Though, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it is. If it had been a man, it probably wouldn't have been played that way.
Right.
Which is the problem. But I think it would be a reasonable reaction for anyone to be like, what the heck? I have to grab something out of your chest, and there's gooey, ugly, like, what is, that's, I would do that. I'd be a little grossed out, because I don't know what's going on. Tony is dying.
Right.
They've been working together for a while. It's clear.
Assuming.
You know what I mean? She's the famous Pepper Potts. Like, people know about her.
People
that's
do.
how involved she is in his life, right? They're connected from the beginning.
I think I'm a little. I'm biased because I don't like her in the third Iron Man. So I feel like I don't like her in the first or second either. I grow to like her, kinda.
Yeah, she's interesting.
I would say at the beginning, I would say up until, trying to think, maybe up until Peggy Carter, I don't really feel like we get a strong female character. You get Black Widow, but she's very sexualized in Iron Man 2, and you get to see some of the stuff she does, but I don't feel like she's an independent character yet.
Yeah, no, she's not. And we'll talk about that more later.
Stay tuned if you want to hear us talk about that in another episode.
A month or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What
else is on the docket? What else we missed?
Just a little complaint about Obadiah Stane's wardrobe. I have to throw it in. Okay. What is he wearing? A scarf? Is it part of his suit? Is it white? I'm talking about specifically during the fundraiser scene.
In a tuxedo with like a white lapel scarf.
I'm pretty sure it's a scarf.
It is like a scarf, but it's like an NHS honors, like
like when you walk at graduation, a stole?
Stole. It's like one of those is what it looks like.
Yeah. And then later he's like wearing a blue shirt with a yellow tie and a white collar.
And like brown pants.
Insert picture if this is a video.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. If there's a picture, great. If not, we'll cut this audio.
Whatever.
And then. But the white collar thing. That always makes no sense to me. But it is what you call in the business a power move. Because he's the boss. He's gonna wear a white collar. He does white collar work. I'm more important than you. Like, I can look how fancy I have a shirt that's a different color than my collar. I don't get it. It's stupid. It looks dumb. No one does it. People still do it. That's incorrect. People still do it.
People shouldn't do it.
Gaudy and awful. But that's why he's coming at here. So we get this impression of him. Clothing develops character. It helps the audience know what you're like. He's a big shot. You know he's a big shot. He rolls around
on a
Segway, smoking cigars left and right. He flies pizza back from New York.
He yells at people.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So
the Easter egg, sort of. Not an Easter egg,
it's kind of like
but
go
it's
back.
Foreshadowing.
Right.
Is what it is. It's a stretch, maybe, but it's foreshadowing. We can talk about that.
I don't think it was planned.
No, it definitely wasn't planned from the beginning.
The man, I don't even know his name, but he's working on miniaturizing the arc reactor for Stain, who says, "I'm not Tony Stark," who shows up later in Spider-Man Far From Home as a villain.
As one of the subordinates to Mysterio.
Yeah.
So he still has an advance. He's not his own villain. He's
not. He's just bitter.
He was what you call technical difficulties. What were we talking about? We were talking about Obadiah's outfit?
The guy.
The guy, right. The guy. The scientist that comes back in Far From Home. Interesting guy. He is very upset. He was an unwitting participant in Obadiah's evil. He didn't. I want to assume that at that point, at least, right?
Well,
But now we can think about it.
Boss tells you to do something, you kind of, don't really question it.
Right. That's what I thought watching it first, like before seeing Far From Home. But if you haven't seen Far From Home yet,
Watch it.
yeah, go watch it. But he comes back and he's doing evil things because Obadiah yelled at him, and so he's mad at Tony Stark. But Tony Stark's gone now, so he's mad at Tom Holland. I don't know. It's a weird.
He's mad. They're all mad, I think, because
Stark Industries kind of
he gave
shafted them.
the Edith glasses to Spider-Man instead of them. Which, why would you give, I don't know, nuclear power to your coworkers, your employees, and not another superhero?
Yeah.
Though in Far From Home, they do some cool stuff. I was saying, the science that they do with that, pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's fake, but it's pretty cool, right?
But
obviously,
cool.
It's not real, but it would be cool if it was real, like drones with hologram.
Yeah. Also, cool science. Tony's hologram board thing, where he can pull up the suit and throw things
and play games with it.
Yeah,
he just does so much stuff.
I want that. He also has that in Endgame in his kitchen.
It's not in his kitchen.
It's in the dining room.
It's like a
table.
It's his work room, I think. I mean, it is a table right there.
I feel like it's just in his.
Like his new workshop. It's like his new basement.
Which is nice.
Right, it's small. Because he doesn't work very often.
You would assume.
You imagine, but he still messes around, obviously.
Right, so he takes that with him. Also, something I noticed, we talked about this when we were watching it, the suit is gold because of the gold titanium alloy, not because he painted it gold, he paints it red over the gold.
I thought it was, because the first one's silver.
Right.
So that...
It ices. So they switch it to a gold titanium alloy to stop the icing problem.
I thought, I could have sworn though, he said, let's try gold, and then... I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay.
We're gonna look it up. We'll be back.
What's your background?
My background? On my phone?
Yeah. You don't mind? No, it's me and Iron. That was very watching. They had a Avengers exhibit at LA. Madam Tussauds. Saturday night. Maybe just icing his head.
That's not important. You're right.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever caught it.
I never caught it.
I just always assumed he wanted gold because he's obnoxious.
Yeah, it's gold and then, alright. We're back. Yeah,
We're back.
we've been back. You're right. She's right. I was wrong. Figures.
One for me.
But, no, yeah. It's all gold because of the metal.
And then paints it red.
And then he paints somehow red in there. Because he goes, it's all gold, and he's a little ostentatious, but you think everything's right, so you're usually so subtle.
Yeah.
Or something.
So discreet, I think it is.
Discreet, yes. Okay. So that was an Easter, not an Easter egg, but just a fine. You don't remember, every time you watch, the first time you watch the first. It's not.
It's kind of confusing the way they're talking about it because he's going so fast.
It's trying to be super sciencey and smart.
Right. To an AI that he built that runs his house. Right.
Right.
The future.
Cool. He's smart.
Alright. What else do we have here? Lady in the car.
Alright. So
Yes.
there's a lady. She's driving a car. She's got 3 children with her.
Four kids.
There's 4 children in the vehicle. There's one in the middle seat in the back.
Yes.
That's correct. I forgot about that kid. That's not a place you normally want to sit. Anyway, this is during the fight scene with Obadiah's big Iron Man machine, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what
Ironmonger.
Ironmonger? That was
Mhm.
called? That sounds right.
That is the name.
The Ironmonger versus Mark III with the Mark I chess piece,
Right.
which, because, you know, he stole the other one.
Because he's not smart enough to make his own. And
Right.
neither is anyone else.
And there's anybody else. And they're fighting, and they
Okay,
end up on the
just the
street. They end up on the street. Yeah.
The freeway.
On the freeway, and people are freaking out, and Obadiah picks up a car with a lady in it and just throws it.
Right.
Or no, he's holding it, and then Tony's like, oh gosh, he's gonna hurt those people.
Right, Tony catches it.
Obadiah's he catches it,
And then he's holding the people.
and he's like trying to set him down gently.
The lady gasping it.
She freaks out. She loses it. I mean,
The robot is holding your car full of children.
right,
and
and it's like got eyes, and you're like, you don't know what it's the end times.
right.
For her.
And I've been on that freeway.
Mm,
Yeah, they'll just run you over.
the end times.
It
They
is.
drive like the end times all the time.
Right, it's also very crowded.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely
people are
a
going
lot
very slow typically.
definitely a lot of money with that street just for a day of billing. You know, you gotta shut down. the
Honestly,
highway.
I wonder if it was the actual street. Because the house is
Not the actual house, but like,
it's a CGI'd house.
well, who knows?
It is.
I know.
Oh.
Who knows about the street?
I have no idea.
I
It
don't-
could just be a random street like this.
Right, and then just take it. But that's probably smarter. Anyway, but yeah, so she freaks out. She just drags Tony for like 100 feet, 200 feet,
Yeah,
probably farther, and then he finally pushes up and gets out of there.
right.
So where was she going, Carson? Where was our lady going?
Well, I don't think she was going for ice cream, but I feel like they deserve it.
They deserve ice
So they're
cream.
probably gonna go get dessert. That's what I would do if a robot tried to attack me. It looked maybe like those weren't all her kids. Does she have 4 kids all the same age?
No,
Doubt
I don't
it.
think so. You're right.
Sleepover,
Sleepover's like,
school function,
but
sports
it's
team,
like late, you know? So it's like,
sports practice.
maybe it's
Got
less
out late?
right. Maybe. Or maybe, like, because I feel like it's probably a little late for ice cream. You know what I mean? Maybe they convinced her. That's the thing that happened.
She probably just drove all the way home, honestly, like hid in the closet.
Oh, yeah.
It was
no,
like
she
some robot
called,
in
she
the house.
called somebody. She called her husband or wife or whoever it was. Like, she called
The
police. Yeah. She called God. I'm sure she was praying.
Right. The police also never show up during that fight.
They don't show up at all.
Where are they?
I don't think they show up ever. I think Shield handles everything.
Probably should look Colson's like.
Shield probably cut the. But that fight. Well, no, Shield was in the area, I guess, for that fight, right? Like they
were with
looking,
Pepper.
Yeah.
Well, half of them.
Half of
With
them
the
were-
one guy who sees the blueprint of a giant Iron Man-esque
Yeah.
suit and
looks at
just
it.
stares at it and
Just
continues
walks away.
on his way. Does not alert anyone.
He didn't say anything. Nothing.
I think he got crushed.
He,
I really do.
he got crushed. Somebody got yeeted,
Yeeted.
just smacked and thrown out of there.
Yeah.
I think we got 10 minutes left, probably,
10 minutes left.
roughly.
What?
Maybe less. Because we took some time fixing the computer issues.
We did. What are we at now?
43 minutes. The
Okay.
first 4 minutes was dead.
Oh,
That was very timing. So we're probably at like 35.
okay.
That's my
Well, let us discuss.
guess. So you had made a joke while we were talking about the technical difficulties. That car lady.
Car Lady is the toughest female in the
the
entire
film?
movie. Probably.
It's fair, probably a fair assessment.
She runs over
She ran over a superhero
to
with her car
save all those children or
Save-
herself.
and herself. She
She-
hit 5 people.
She's the only one out here actually
It was
showing
not-
some real action.
It was a non-existent threat, but she did see a danger, a perceived danger, and she took immediate action. Well, not
You gotta
immediate,
get out of there.
not immediate, but like pretty close to immediate. You know,
Right.
As soon as she had an opportunity to take action, because when you're like all the way over Ironmonger's head, you can't drive anywhere. It's like
Right,
the
you
wheels
don't.
aren't on the ground. Right.
The wheels were still going though.
Right. They were going. She was trying.
She was
trying
really
to take
trying to
action
get somewhere.
immediately.
More so than Pepper, who takes 5 minutes to do anything.
That's fair. Yeah, she doesn't. She's not.
I will give Pepper props though for running in heels.
Yes, she's running.
She
And
runs
there's
in
like
some
grates on the
stilettos.
floor. I feel
Yeah, like
thought.
I fell in a grate one day at school on a sidewalk. I like fell off the sidewalk and into a grate.
That's unfortunate.
Like it type grate. Like from the movie.
Ew.
Like
Very
Pennywise popping out at me, that kind of grate. So
That's-
yeah. Give her props for that.
She does do things, but she's very frightened. Like,
Doing right.
Yeah. Like you said, sort of not quite in.
She doesn't need saving, but
But
she sure ain't
doesn't
helping
want to
it.
help.
Yeah.
She's afraid. Again, reasonable reaction.
She's like, I'm just a
But
PA.
yeah, but we've seen it 1,000 times
Right.
at that point.
Right.
And first movie.
It is the first movie.
2008.
It's the first movie, which I think is interesting that they chose to do Iron Man specifically, because I would say Iron Man's not even one of Marvel's top heroes at the time.
Probably
You're
not.
looking more like Hulk, Captain America's have been done a lot. So I think it was an interesting choice to
Had
start.
Iron Man ever been done?
A
Like as a film
long
version?
time ago.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a film, but I know there's an Iron Man.
Cartoon or something?
There was a live action. Have you ever seen the picture of it?
No.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay. We'll find this picture.
It's the suit. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. It's a bold choice because, if you have this plan to start this thing, the whole universe, and it seems like they did have the plan halfway through filming the first movie at the very latest. Wow.
1978.
Wow.
There was an
Okay.
Iron Man.
Describe that to people who don't see this video and send me the link for that.
He's basically like a human body wrapped in silver things with a circle head, and
It's sad. If you ever
it's
seen,
really sad. I can't remember what it looks like.
If you've ever seen Zingbot,
Oh my god, it's
from Big
Zingbot.
Brother, it looks very much like Zingbot.
Yeah.
Just red-ish, not even quite red. It looks like a traffic cone almost.
Yeah, his legs and arms are not in any way wrapped in metal. It's just like
Savage.
Uh,
That's a power play.
just like nothing.
That's amazing.
In a t-shirt. So that was the original Iron Man 1978.
Mark 0.
Mark 0, Mark -1.
Mark negative. Props to the costume department.
so they decided-
78. Wow.
Do Iron Man to kind of, I guess, revamp the MCU. The MCU was not much. A couple failed.
Yeah, there was no universe. There were films.
There were
Marvel
films.
Studios was a thing.
Well, they'd already done what the old Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Chris Evans.
Shout out to Chris Evans. That's
Okay,
Yeah. But they hadn't done a universe yet.
Right, and then it connected different heroes. Nobody had done that.
Right. So this, I think, was super risky. You're doing a character that people don't know that well. Doesn't actually have powers. He's not
Right.
just super.
I think that's part of the reason they did it.
Right. And
Because both of those things actually.
right. And then you choose Robert Downey Jr., who at this point hadn't got back into acting yet after prison.
Incidents. But that's part of it, right? I think the idea is like, you don't have a super well-known hero, right? So you can do a lot of things with him. You don't have to stick completely to a comic.
Right.
People aren't going to freak out. Like, this is the first movie, nobody knows this is going to be a 20 billion, however much money they made. They've already made 23 movies, right? They have
so much.
20 more planned, right? No one knew this was going to be a 40 movie thing.
Right.
Right. So once people start hearing that, right, they allow malleability, right? Like you can change things. Like not everything has to be comic book canon. But if you take, Spider-Man or Captain America, the first one, you couldn't do Spider-Man because legal reasons. But like, you know, if
Right.
you used that, people would have probably been less forgiving. Like, that's not what happened. That's not who Spider-Man is. Like, that's not exactly how people were in the story. So that's part of it. And then you have Iron Man, who's also, like you said, not a superhero. He's Tony Stark as a person.
Right.
He's really smart. But that's the thing, right? You can, you know, maybe that gets that audience that's a little less, you know, into people with spider bites and
The
gamma radiation.
sci-fi part of it. This seems more not. I hate to use the word realistic because the odds.
Right.
He's just so.
But when I did see this movie at age 12, or whenever I saw it, I don't know, I saw it on TV marathon. There was an Iron Man marathon on TV. Because I think, I don't know what movie. I wasn't aware this was a thing. I didn't know MCU was a thing. But there was Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. And then Iron Man 3 had already been out when I saw it. But I wasn't at 12.
You would have been older.
I'd have been like 15. But when I was like 15.
15.
It doesn't matter. I think Iron Man 3 is out. Anyway, the important thing is, I did think, that's cool. I could do that. Right? Like, I mean, I thought pretty highly of myself. Still do. But like, you know, it's the idea of, it's kind of like the American dream, you know, which is a little bit of a myth. It's quite a myth, but it's like, you know, you work hard enough and you're smart enough, right? And you have the resources. That's the kicker. You have the resources.
Right. If you were born to Howard Stark.
Born into a rich family, you're also super intelligent, and you know, and you work hard like he has obviously done. Then you can do it. The resources are there. That's not something. You know, we don't have to talk about that. We'll run out of time as it is.
Right.
But like, it's cool, right? It's like a thing. You know, I could have been this, right?
Right. And I think they made probably the best casting decision of the MCU in getting Robert Downey Jr. just because he did portray the character so well, and I can't see anybody else doing it to the way he did it. I'm sure I think differently if someone else was cast in it, but I feel like he definitely started this thing, like he portrayed that character so well, and the arc of the character, because it is like one of the biggest character arcs, I would say, in the MCU.
It's the whole Infinity Saga, I think that's his character arc.
Right. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm curious. Oh, yes, spoiler, by the way.
If you haven't seen Endgame,
go
finish the MCU and come hang out.
I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder if it'll be more of like a theme arc or what's going to happen. Phase 4 is new beginnings, right? That's what they said, I think.
The youngins.
Kevin Feige said. So let's see what that means. Who's the new beginnings? I mean, obviously, Shang-Chi and you know, all these new characters that we haven't met yet. But like, there's a new beginning for Doctor Strange and Wanda somehow, you know, and like. And then there's also a Black Widow prequel, so I'm not sure.
But Iron Man's in that?
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent.
I'm concerned about that a little bit. That could go really sideways really fast. It seems really desperate. You know, like he's been out of the thing for one movie.
Right.
And I'm glad so far there's no indication he's coming back as the new Jarvis, right? The new AI either, I think, which is good.
It's scary to think about him coming back as an AI. Like, I kind of think it's creepy.
If he had been an Edith, that would have been weird, right?
It would have been like, hey, Peter.
What's up, kid? You know?
Yeah. How you doing today? Like, I wouldn't like that.
No,
that's a dead person in your ear.
Yeah, it'd be weird. So, like, that's a good thing. But I mean, Jarvis was a dead person.
Was it actually Jarvis's voice? That's a curious question.
It sounded very much like him. I mean, obviously, he wasn't the same actor. It's a whole different thing.
Right.
It wasn't the same actor that played him in the Agent Carter series, where Jarvis, we meet like Jarvis the person, in case you're unaware, which you probably are. Agent Carter, I don't think, was very popular. I mean, it was very good. I mean, very well done.
Yeah, we also meet him in Endgame.
That's right. You do meet him in Endgame, and that is the same actor. So, and Paul Bettany is not that character.
Right, but they sound very similar. I actually, when we were watching a game, I was like, wow, that sounds just like Jarvis. R.I.P. Jarvis.
R.I.P. Jarvis.
R.I.P. Jarvis and R.I.P. Jarvis the AI.
And R.I.P. Vision.
Yeah.
For like now.
R.I.P. Paul Bettany.
R.I.P. everybody, honestly. Everybody died.
What happened to everyone? But yeah.
That happened to everyone. That's what
I thought we were making it. I didn't know the mic. Yeah, no, that is what happened to everybody. Y'all got dusted. Everyone bites the dust.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting. No, I'm just concerned that Iron Man coming back and then Black Widow movie be desperate. You know what I mean? Like a desperate play. Like we're afraid of having this movie flop without Iron Man in it.
I'm confused to what time period. I heard it takes place in the Civil War era, and I'm hoping I really want to see.
Not the Civil War era, like the United States.
No, Civil War as in
Captain America. Just
Captain
to make
America
sure.
Civil War 2016.
I was like, wait for a second. I mean, I know that.
Came out on my 17th birthday.
Right. I've heard that some of it's going to happen earlier than Avengers.
Okay.
Some of it's going to I feel like it's going to be floating through different time periods, but I'm not sure how that works. We'll see. It's a big mystery, and we won't get to know until May. Yeah, May 3rd, I think. That's right.
I don't know, but there will be a special.
There will be a special
video
podcast
something.
The day before, and then it'll be 2 weeks after or something.
Right. It'll come out here Thursday at 7 p.m. And our video show
right.
up Friday if we get it edited, possibly pushed back to Saturday.
Are we gonna?
We'll just see.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be to be determined a little bit. But yeah, no, we're excited.
I'm excited.
That's a future thing. Well, it's a good place to stop, sort of.
Right.
Talking about the future of the podcast and the MCU.
Yeah, so come back every other week. We will not be discussing a movie next time, but more discussing characters.
Yeah, that's our kind of plan, is go movie topic.
Yeah.
Movie topic every other week. And then,
Right.
of course, once a movie is coming out, we're not going to ignore
Special.
that movie, right? Like, there'll be some movies, and that might not line up exactly with the schedule, but who cares? This is our show. We can do what we want.
Whatever we want.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to not talk about the movie that we're going to see 3 times every day.
Right, we're gonna go.
We probably won't go 3 times to Black Widow, just because the idea might not be there.
It depends. It could be
really,
really good.
And it could have a lot happen. I just mean, like, we went to that game, like, you went
I
to it, like, 3
went
days
the night
in a row.
before because you were busy, and then
Yeah, I
we
was
went
busy, and then we
together
went,
the next night, and
yeah.
then did we go the next?
And then I went the next night, and you were busy.
Yeah, but then I have seen it. I watched it the other night actually. I made my mom. I went home and watched it, and I made my mom watch it. My mom, and
Wow.
she fell asleep, and I was just like crying.
That's
So,
disappointing.
we both did during. Endgame was a
Yeah.
journey.
That was quite a
That
journey.
episode
We'll get
was
there
long.
eventually. That episode will probably be a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's so much to talk about. But, no, so we'll hopefully do, movie topic every other week.
Yeah.
Twice a month. And we're college students, so the summer probably won't happen.
Right.
But,
This is coming out in January 3rd.
Should be the beginning of January. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Right.
Because it's January right now. We're not filming this in advance.
We are totally not filming this in October.
No. Why would we do that?
Happy Halloween.
But yeah. No, this is going to be kind of fun. We're learning a lot. We had so many difficulties setting this up.
We're not technological, either of
Getting
us.
there. I mean,
You kind of are, more so than me.
I've done some funky things in the past, but never a podcast, and never, it's been a minute as well. So this will be a test of our skills, and I'm sure this will grow and be better in quality as we go on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, so next week, or
2
2
weeks
weeks
from
from
now.
now, the goal is to rank the power of the characters.
I already
And
have-
Karson has more technical difficulties, which means the perfect time to sort of wrap it up. Karson was kind of showing us our notes. She's already almost prepared for 2 weeks from now, so that's exciting. I am not.
I have a lot to do between now and then, so might as well get it all done in advance.
That's fair. But yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to try and rank all the characters in the MCU. I guess we'll have to figure out what all the characters, quote unquote, mean. Looks like you've already done that. But we'll see you, or you'll hear us then.
Yeah.
Follow us.
Yeah, subscribe. Follow us.
Like, ring the bell. I don't know what.
We have Instagram. We have Twitter.
Instagram and Twitter.
Karson and Carson.
We have a YouTube account. Oh yeah, we'll put it in the video. But it's Karson and Carson. I mean,
Everything's
there's probably
Karson
not
and
that many.
Email us your complaints.
No, don't. keep them to yourselves.
Comment. We do. What your comment? Comments, concerns, general griping. Questions,
Okay.
comments, concerns, general griping. That's what my teacher always said.
All right. Well, on that note,
Goodbye.
yeah, bye. Happy Halloween. Happy New Year's.
Happy.
This has been another page in the diary of Stanley.